The stars have been silent companions for me throughout my life, sometimes bright, sometimes forgotten, but always there waiting for me. Today I want to share a story about how the night sky has been a part of my life, shaping me, holding me, and whispering to me throughout the years of my life. I'm lying in the snow. My parents just bought me a new snowsuit for my birthday. It is February, and I make snow angels and stare at the night sky. My 10-year-old self falls into a trance. The night sky consumes me, and I lose all sense of time, arms and legs moving rhythmically, making snow angels, the cool night air kissing my skin where the scarf doesn't cover. The snow beneath me hugs me and holds me. We are driving home late from my parents' friends, Grandma Sather and her husband, a strange man who never talks or smiles. He always wears the same neutral expression. Grandma Sather was a good friend of my father's mother. Mom made a cake for supper, an upside-down cake. When we were getting out of our station wagon at Grandma Sather's, one of my sisters dropped the cake on the ground, upside down. We all found it hilarious, a true upside-down cake. We cleaned it off and ate it anyway. Our hostess did not want my mother's efforts to go to waste. On the drive home, I stare out the window at the night sky. As we reach the railway tracks, I speak to the brightest light above them as if it were the first star, whispering, "Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might, have this wish I wish tonight." Eleanor and I are skating late at night on the backyard rink Dad made for us. He rigged up a light, but the night sky shines brighter. Of us 4 girls, Eleanor loves the rink the most. She skates under the cosmos, and it's pure magic. You can see the love in her movements, how she enters another world, trying her jumps and turns again and again until they are just right. The night sky seems to enjoy her company. I watch for a while, then Eleanor, Melinda, and I give each other sled rides across the ice. 1 or 2 of us sit on the blue crazy carpet, and another skates holding the rope, swinging us wildly across the rink. We crash into snowbanks, and we roll off the sled laughing. Sometimes our other friends in town joined us in the winter fun. For a long time, I forget about the stars. My life fills me with children, work, and relationships. I see my old friends, the stars, now and then, but rarely stop to visit. When we move to the acreage, I am 31. Nature returns to me. The sky, the trees, the fields, it feels both familiar from childhood and astonishingly new. It isn't until I find myself unable to move, burned out, according to a therapist, that the sky calls me back with force. I remember laying in the grass by the fire pit, gathering writing materials, and talking to the sky, searching for answers. Marley and Me was open beside me, that story about love and loss, anchoring my own unraveling. Driving home from the city at night, the moon would hang over the gravel roads like a lantern. Once walking on the trails my husband made for me in the back 5 acres, I turned when I heard Lacey bark. And there was the moon, massive and sitting right on the road. The memory still haunts me in the most beautiful way. At the end of my marriage, my husband took our daughters camping. I stayed home, needing solitude, tending to my oofta play business, and each night I hosted a campfire for myself and my pets. The animals loved having me outside with them. I sat by the fire surrounded by books and a journal, reading, eating, and writing until the dark swallowed the light and all that remained was the sky. Peace. When my 2 youngest children were small, every full moon was special. "Look at the moon," I would say with wonder, as if it were a rare gift. They would run to the window squealing, especially my youngest, who would shout, "Moon, moon," pointing. Now they are older. The moon doesn't cause as much excitement, But every once in a while, I still send a text saying, "Full moon tonight." One of my quiet worries about moving into the city was losing the night sky. But one summer night, sitting in the backyard of my new home, I looked up, and there it was. The starry night framed beautifully by the branches of a big birch tree. Later, in 2021, I moved again, to the edge of the city, to a neighborhood on the outskirts of the city. Now in an apartment, I can only see half the sky from my windows. When I walk Pip at night, I find the moon still waiting for me. Sometimes I leave my blinds open for the moonlight to pour in, but soon enough, the headlights and streetlights intrude, and I must close the blinds again. In the last 2.5 years, while training as an art psychotherapist, I discovered a new art, a way to create visions from within. So often, when I'm feeling stressed or fearful, a galaxy appears. It appears in clay, in paint, in metal, in paper. I don't plan it, it just rises. The universe finds its way into my hands, whispering, "I'm still here." When I first moved into this apartment, I knew another building would eventually rise in front of my view. That time has come. Where once was a dusty construction site and a distant prairie landscape, there now stands a 4-story building. I miss waking early to watch the sunrise. I miss sitting at my window and seeing the moon rise. My horizon is changing, but the stars, they are always there, waiting for me to look up. Looking back now, I realize that every time I looked to the stars, I was remembering, even if I couldn't name it, that I am and always have been part of something much greater. And I would like to remind you that you as well are part of something much greater. Many blessings. Happy Sunday.